Well, we're back.
We are here.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, but it's content day. I mean, this probably won't all be released on the same day, but it's going to be recorded on the same day.
This one's going to be released like right away because it's more like, relevant.
Right.
And then later today, I'll also release like in the evening the Doctor Strange review that we're going to do after we go see it later today.
You know what? We might as well just release all of it today. Fuck it, it's content day.
I think we might do the Picard one like tomorrow or whatever or something like that.
Yeah,
in a couple of days because it doesn't matter because we're going to do the season afterwards. So we haven't been doing much lately for Eject the Core. Eject the Core!
Eject the Core! There is an episode in the works.
Uh-huh.
I've started doing some research, but Jeff's had some projects. I've had some projects. We've had some shit to do. So hopefully we'll get it out, midsummer maybe. Maybe sooner.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, it really depends. We Jeff's going out of the country. I've got some traveling to do and stuff. And then we have another big trip coming up too. So
right.
There's some things on the horizon and
But it's content day. So we just watched the first episode of Brave New Worlds.
We did.
Strange New Worlds. And we're going to record this and we're going to watch Picard.
Man, you always call it Brave New Worlds.
I
It's
do.
hilarious every time.
I do. And then we're going to watch Doctor Strange later today. So Strange New Worlds.
Strange
first
New Worlds.
episode.
What are your first impressions, Jeff?
I was just about to ask you that so I can take a bite of my Hot Pocket.
Okay. My first impressions, at the end of the episode, I went into it and I was like, okay, I'm hopeful that it's good, but I'm not gonna have my expectations too high. I don't want to get let down.
That's important with new Trek.
Yeah, I didn't count the executive producers as it was going. Like, we got through the credits and I was paying attention to the backgrounds and everything, and then it showed Alex Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman, and I was like, oh, I didn't count the executive producers. But then it did show that it was directed by Akiva Goldsman and the teleplay was by Akiva Goldsman. And I was
Usually not a good sign.
Yeah, like, oh man. And there were some things in the episode that I was like, oh, here we go, kind of made me lean towards the cringe side a little bit. But at the end of the episode, I was surprised that I really liked it.
Yeah. So this dog keeps trying to eat my food. No. Why not? All right, so she is hungry, I guess. This is our cadet in training for Eject the Core, Cadet Penny. Anyway, so I like Matt, I am not a big fan of new Trek. There are some things that I think are kind of fun and cute, like Prodigy is pretty fun and cute. But most of the other stuff that comes out, I'm very skeptical of. And right from the very beginning of this show, I was like, huh.
It started out really strong out of the gate.
It really did.
Started out with a voiceover by number one Rebecca Romaine, and just kind of like it opened with wonderment, and that was really, really nice.
Yes.
One thing about this show that I noticed, like, first of all, in my opinion, this is the best premiere of any new Star Trek show.
Agreed.
Anything since the last J.J. Abrams movie. So like Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, everything. This is the best,
the strongest promo,
the strongest premiere so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I was watching it, like, because I'm so primed for new Trek to be bad, things would start to happen, and I'm like,
me too.
But at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm not judging this really based on. I was the frame of mind I wanted to be in was not whether I was judging it based on other new Trek, but whether I was judging it compared to the original series, because this is like directly before the original series, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Everything that I was about to be like, I was like, wait a minute. The original series was way more hokey than that.
Right.
And that kind of made me relax on it quite a bit. And I think I liked it a lot more than just kind of liked it. I think I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. If the rest of the season continues to be like this, I will be pleasantly surprised. I did watch the promo. So you walked out to cook your Hot Pocket, and the promo for the rest of the season played, and there were it was pretty focused on action and it was a little bit darker and stuff like that. So, but like it's a promo for the season,
Right. And they're trying to bank on like New Trek's sort of vibe, which is all nihilism, cynicism, action,
But as far as the show went, like, there were moments there were some moments that felt a little bit heavy-fisted, like there was a real big focus on Pike's post-traumatic stress.
True.
There was a really big focus on, and something that like it's been this season, like Picard has been the same way, focusing on the 21st century and Earth, and being like,
there was a bit of that,
like look how bad everything is right now, and that.
And I can understand like the cultural relevance and whatnot. I feel like it started to get as heavy-fisted and heavy-handed as say Picard, and then they kind of pulled back, and it felt relevant. And like the whole thing with So all these people in all these new Treks, they're just dealing with copious amounts of just anxiety and stress and PTSD, and it just causes them to suffer, to just suffer. But Pike, by the end of the episode, is like, this is a resolution. Not that he's over it, but that there's a perspective in which he can like move forward, and it leaves the episode and like leaves you with hope.
Sure, yeah.
And it feels good.
I would say that like his way of resolving the conflict in the episode was that his issue with the past was directly responsible for that. He was like, well, you know what? F it. I already know.
It all tied together.
Yeah.
It all tied to, like, it was actually good writing.
It was what we've been asking for this whole time.
I know.
Akiva, if you're watching our show, man, thank you.
Yeah, please. Because, like, okay, look, I don't want to give you too many props because there's a lot of damage that's been done.
Right. But like,
that's one of the main problems with New Trek. It's not that New Trek is just overall shit because it's not like the old stuff, but that it's all cynical and it's dark and it doesn't make you feel good and there's no wonderment to it. This was the opposite of that.
Yeah, you actually felt hopeful in this episode, and that was something that I think that's been the biggest thing that's been missing is hope and wonderment. That's what Star Trek is supposed to be.
I don't
obviously use it. There's dark stories to tell and things like that, but Gene Roddenberry's original vision was like a humanity that's united and like bettering itself.
Right. Watching Discovery and Picard does not fill me with wonderment. It fills me with the same existential dread I feel if I'm looking at a gore subreddit. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't, it's not the experience that I want with Star Trek. If that's what other people want and they just want to like, jerk off to nostalgia, fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck, whatever. But look, that's just not what I'm looking for. And I think that Brave New Worlds, Strange New Worlds, might actually be a good bridge for people who like New Trek and people who like Old Trek.
Right.
Maybe. And I hope it is because I'm about to lose all faith in everything Star Trek because of things like what we're going to watch next, which is Picard. God.
Yeah, I told him, I said, because we were trying to figure out the order that we were going to do it, if we were going to watch Picard first or Strange New Worlds. And I said, I don't want to watch Picard first and then be completely let down on how crap it is and then be hopeful for Strange New Worlds and have that end up being crap too. So let's find out about Strange New Worlds first.
I don't want you to self-harm.
Yeah.
Like a Picard character.
So, but yeah,
I just realized like all these, so many people when they watch some of our videos and I don't have my shoes on, they're like, "Why is he touching his feet? Why is his ugly feet?" Now they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that dude eating a hot pocket while talking about Star Trek?"
It's okay. I mean, haters gonna hate. What does 50 say? Haters hate and let them hate and watch the money pile up.
I like the haters gonna hate, but I'll be fucking bitches while they sit and masturbate. That's a good one.
I like the Dave Chappelle one. Haters gonna hate, lovers gonna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so
as far as do we want to break down the episode? What happened? Talk about some of the characters.
Let's talk about the character. I don't really want to talk about the episode because the episode is like a really basic story of like, somebody's captured, first contact thing, and then Pike is just like. Shit's all over for the Prime Directive, which Kirk
General
did
Order
too.
1 at this point. Yeah.
General Order 1.
and then resolves the issue by convincing aliens to go to peace.
Right. So
That's
pretty
it.
it's story, but it's fine because
But it's fun.
they're using it to introduce all the characters.
Right.
So we get there is Lieutenant Ortegas, is that right? The helmsman.
I guess so. We really haven't gotten a chance to look at some of the...
Not much on her, and then there's somebody sitting next to her. I didn't catch her name. Cadet Ahura, who
I loved.
She seems fine so far.
I fucking loved
She didn't
it.
have much to do in this episode, but she
had the one scene
where she's talking to the guy
in the turbo lift. She was talking to
Yeah.
this guy, and just her attitude, her demeanor was charming.
It
and
was
not overbearing at all.
It also showed how professional she was with her job because she knew things about the culture of the planet that they were going to. So she was able to calm this guy down who was like freaking out and run into the bridge.
Cool-headed, competent, endearing, like fantastic pick for Uhura.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Noonien Singh.
La'an
Noonien Singh. And this is probably the character that I think I might end up hating or loving. I can't tell which.
I will say that like I didn't have super high hopes for her at first, but as it went on so like they haven't explicitly said who she is exactly, like related to Khan, but based on the context of what was said in the episode, it seems like she is Khan Noonien Singh's daughter. And
it could be like niece or cousin or something too. We don't know.
She did say my father, and like made a point to say like what her father said, like saying what was it? Thinking that you'll never die is what gets you killed.
Was that a Khan quote?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
But
either.
I mean, like it could be.
It sounds like a thing Khan would say.
And I mean, there were only 78 people on that colony ship. I don't necessarily. Like I said, it could be not, but It seems like she's probably Khan's daughter, and if so, the backstory is that their colony ship was captured by the Gorn, and like the Gorn killed every single other one of them off, and she was the only one that survived. And that's a really cool concept because like with the original series, obviously the Enterprise came across the Botany Bay,
right?
And then with the J.J. Abrams movies, Starfleet somehow came across it and used him for.
But this is supposed to be the Prime Universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that plans out, if it does at all. I mean, it would be weird if they had that story hook and never use it.
Yeah, so I don't know. If that is the case, it sounds really cool. But I wasn't too hopeful at first. She seemed pretty competent by the end of the episode. Actually, that's how I felt about a couple characters. I'm trying to think of who Nurse Chapel in the very in the scene where she's introduced. I was like, oh, she's very cocky and just kind of like. I don't know.
It didn't really feel kind of like how you would expect Nurse Chapel after like the last two Nurse Chapels that we've seen portrayed. Right. But you know, I by the end of it, I was the same way. I was like, but by the end of it, I was like, no, okay,
yeah,
sure.
So,
I really like the actor who plays the Doctor. He's really good. I've seen him in a couple of things.
Yeah, Dr. Mbanga, I think.
I think it is. Yeah.
Who is apparently also from the original series.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and so here's the big question, and I'll, just to breeze past it real quick. We barely get to see number one, Una, whatever.
Yeah, she's captured by Rebecca Romaine. She's captured for the whole first episode. So,
that's right.
You see her a little bit in the end.
But here's the big question: what'd you feel about Spock?
Man, so it's super hard not to compare him to Leonard Nimoy.
Right.
He does not hold a candle to Leonard Nimoy. Ethan Peck does the best that he can.
Sure.
And I think that when he was cast as Spock in Discovery, they didn't have the intention of making Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It wasn't like he was going to be a main character, have a big part or anything.
I think they were just trying to like not even really have the character necessarily. They were just trying to like do nostalgia baiting because nobody actually gives a shit about what they're saying in Discovery or what they're writing. It's just throwing shit at the wall.
I think that I don't want to diss on Ethan Peck because I think that he's doing a fine job. I just don't think it's the right casting.
Yeah, I was surprised because I despised him in Discovery, and in this one, I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. He's not fantastic, but he's competent enough.
They
I guess.
might be able to develop him as the series moves forward.
I hope so. I
And
mean, like, I don't have anything against the guy.
And for the love of fuck, at least he doesn't have the beard anymore.
Right.
Oh my god, that was a poor decision.
Yeah.
Ugh. And of course, Anson Mount as Pike was fantastic. He's incredible.
I really love Anson Mount as
Me too.
Pike. Like, I think that he does a really good. Bill Greenwald, or what was the other dude's name from the J.J. Abrams movies? Who was in Gerald's Game? It's Bill Green something.
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, I thought he was a great Pike as well.
He's just great in everything.
Yeah. I'm Pike is turning out to be one of my favorite captains, regardless of who he's played by.
We'll see how this series turns out.
We will.
Yeah.
But I liked Anson Mount's performance as Pike in season 2 of Discovery was the highlight of that season. Like, it was the only good thing about that season.
That was legitimately the only thing that's ever happened that was good on Discovery ever.
That's true. So yeah, I'm hopeful now. After the first episode, they can still let me down. So I was like, I want to say 60% hopeful for this and like 40% just ready to be let down. I think it's moved up for 80% to 80% for the rest of the series.
Man,
now.
you sweet summer child.
I know. I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. But
I was at 30% hopeful, and now I'm at 35. I have no faith in new track. I am right on the threshold of just giving up the ghost, leaving everything Trek behind.
Well, after we watch the next thing that we have to watch, you'll probably be a lot closer to being ready for that.
So you guys are going to want to watch that episode to see the existential crisis I go through. It should be really interesting.
Yeah, compare this episode to like the episode of Picard, and you'll see how terrible it is.
You'll see psychic damage. Final thoughts on Brave New Worlds?
Strange New Worlds. I think it's called Strange New Worlds. You're just gonna fucking call it Brave New Worlds for the rest of the time that we do this. Watch it. It's if you like Star Trek, if you like old Star Trek, and you've been mad about new Trek so far, watch at least the first episode. You don't have to keep watching it.
We don't know if the other episodes are good yet.
Yeah, but the first episode should give you some classic Star Trek feels.
Yeah, I recommend it. Check it out. Don't parse it with anything except for like the original series.
Right.
I think that's probably the key, because the original series is brilliant and it's goofy. And
this is a little goofy too.
It's a little goofy, but it's not even nowhere near as goofy, but it still has, it feels like, until they destroy it, heart.
Right. Oh, and we're not going to say much, but watch out for the Kirk bait and switch.
Yeah, that was funny. We'll see you next time, guys.
All right, take care.